Hello everyone, welcome to a very sweaty park run. I've just done 16k. Seb's just turned up. We're gonna go for it. We did a decent long run. That video's coming out in 2 days time for Advent. Day number 6, this is day number 4, so welcome to day number 4. We're gonna try and give it a go, maybe sub 21, but I've run 16k at 5 kilometers per minute. 5 minutes per kilometer. That'd be pretty insane, 5 kilometers per minute. I'm really hot, really sweaty. I need a drink, I need a poo, but I'm not gonna do any of those things because I've got parkrun to do, which trumps everything. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Here we go then, run fans. As I said, we're back at Tilgate today. I've already done 16k and this is covering the 5k effort after that on pretty tired legs, but wanted to give it a go, and the aim is to try and get under 21 minutes, so that's sub 3 hour marathon pace. Can I do it in the last 5k of my long run for this week? If you want to see what I got up to in all my other runs, please do check out the other videos that I've posted during this week, because I cover all that content there. But today is all about this park run. As you can see, it's pretty congested. It's a very busy park run, and this is where the two different start lines, one which is 27 minutes and above for a final time, and the other's 27 minutes and below. But various different people, some cheeky little whippersnappers, go on to the 27 plus start line to get a nice clear run along the bottom line. I was not one of those. I followed the rules and I was up on the top line. But it did mean there was a little bit of traffic coming through. I wasn't exactly sure what sort of pace to start out at because my legs were feeling pretty slow. But yeah, I kicked on and wanted to push forward. This gentleman here, he's a fellow videographer by the looks of it, so shout out to him and his channel if he's got one. But we're settling into a roughly 4:15 sort of pace, and on this first flat kilometre I was happy with that. I knew I was going to slow up going up the hills, and I also knew that the second half, which is mainly downhill and then one final loop of this lake lap, is flat. So I was hoping for a good negative split, especially compared to the second and third kilometres. So we're settling in here and we're trying to lock into a pace and follow on some people and make some moves and catch some people up as we go through this park run. I've settled in, we're nearly 1 kilometre in, and what is happening here? I am being overtaken. This cannot be happening. What an absolute liberty of headband man. To be fair, he's going very well. I'm not going to try and follow him. I'm just going to stick to my own pace. I'm still covering people and overtaking them, so I'm happy, but I'm going to remember that, and I'm going to keep an eye on him and see where he gets to, because if I get a chance to get some revenge and get my overtake, I will take it. Here we go then. This is the first kilometre being completed and it's a 4:19. I am super happy with that, and running with other people has had a massive impact, and as it always does for me, it really encourages me. It's the same effort and feeling, and the heart rate's roughly the same as well, but I'm going a lot quicker. So I really recommend, if you're trying to go fast, having other people around you. Now there's a tiny little rise here and people slow down. I always try and kick on and then push down this little downhill over this bridge. I'm going to give that bridge a good 60 out of 100 because I'm often running over it when I'm quite tired, so it's not my favourite. But it leads on to a beautiful view, and as we overtake Mr. Yellow Shirt Guy, high vis, always important, even in a park. And we're cracking on, we're getting ready for a big push up Azalea Hill, the first of 2 big hills in Tilgate Parkrun. We're also approaching our first Marshall point. Let's see what the vibe is with everyone.
Morning guys.
Oh, it's a good chorus of morning guys and thanks Marshall. So everyone around me is going to be having a great park run. It's absolutely guaranteed. We're also running nearby a lady who featured in one of the previous Tilgate videos, who gives the best thanks Marshalls I've ever heard. So let's see if she also does that. We've got a Mr. I think his name's Mike with the pom-poms. He's even got a segment named after him, I think. So massive shout out to him and all the other volunteers. We're now starting to creep up Azalea Hill. The pace I don't think is completely representative because of the trees and stuff like that. It certainly felt like I was going a bit quicker than 4:43 pace, but it may be right, who knows. I'm using my lovely slender supermodel long legs to get me up this hill as quick as possible, and I'm going to start trying to pick people off as we go through. So let's have a look and see how much ground we can gain as it gets steeper and steeper. We're on to 8% there, moving up to 10%, 11%, 12%, 13 we saw there for a second, and as we get towards the top, people are slowing up. 16% now, and I'm really trying to kick on. I think I can see the Thanks Marshall superstar lady up ahead, so I'm trying to make sure I'm with her when she gives the big shout in a few kilometers time. Not cutting the corner. I like to keep the course as beautiful as possible by not treading on the grass, and I'm now on the flat, really trying to pick up that pace. Heart rate's at 183, 184, and I'm still picking people off and taking places. It's really easy on these flatter sections after a hard hill just to maintain that slower pace, but instead I'm really trying to push on, try and kick past people, taking the inside line here and looking to the next person ahead to try and keep my pace as high as possible. Even when my legs and my lungs are trying to slow me down, there's always more in the tank. You've just got to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? Now for the super tight hairpin bend, hand on the rail as demonstrated by the gentleman in front. Perfect technique, skip over the grass, and we're on to the little flattish downhillish part before Chevron Hill. So I'm trying to gain some extra pace, some extra time. My heart rate, I've still got another sort of 10, 15 beats per minute, I think, even 17. I think my max heart rate recently is about 197. So I'm not completely, at my wit's end at the moment. I've still got some gas left, and I'm just trying to pick people off all the way through this run. And not completely kill myself, because I'm fully aware that this is the hardest run I've done and the longest run I've done in a long time. So I don't want to throw it all out the window straight away. So I'm still running within myself and clocking over into 2 kilometers any second now. Here we are. It's a second kilometer in a 4:23, so 21 seconds over the sub 21 pace. But as you can see in the top right hand corner, we are now in the negative figures for the slope, so we can start picking up the pace. At the top there, we're at 4.4 or 4.5, so we're going to claw back some time, certainly in this second half. I'm confident in that. Heart rate in the top left, I'm at 175. I run an entire marathon at that beats per minute, so I'm still happy that I've got more in the tank. I'm not at full maximum send it mode at the moment because I'm still trying to protect my leg and ease myself back into these harder efforts, but it certainly is still hurting. Right now it feels like a hard effort. So let's see how we get on up the hard hill, and we've also got the big shout out coming up any second now. Thanks guys. On to Chevron Hill then, and I decided I was going to give it a good old crack up the hill. We're already on to double digit in the percentage figures in the top right hand corner. There we go, up to 15, 16, 18% I saw there. It is very steep. Do not let your eyes deceive you on the camera, and I'm trying to hunt down those people up ahead of me and close that gap in time for the false flat that comes at the top of it, and then the downhill section as well. The heart rate is starting to push up towards the 190s. Haven't been there in a very long time, so good to get close to that and really push my limits for where I am in my training plan so far. Here's a pro move, assert dominance, but even when you're blowing out your arse, say thanks Marshall, and then really prove to people that that hill was nothing. You're not really aching or breathing at all. You can say thanks to any Marshall you like. Hopefully that brings fear into your opponents and you can move on and dominate them mentally and physically. Ticking over to the 3rd kilometer then, and it's a 4:22. You can see it's 32 seconds behind the sub 21 goal, but in that top you can see that I'm running at a 3:38 pace because we're on quite a significant downhill now, and I'm really trying to push my legs, let them open up a little bit, and this is the fastest sort of pace I've done for a very long time. So I'm letting the legs go. I'm really pushing on because I know the next 2 kilometers I can gain back some time, but the question is, will I be able to gain enough? It's going to be close, and I've got some people up ahead of me, some targets, and I reckon Headband Man must be somewhere along here, and I'm going to try and chase him down as well.
So today we're going to be covering a very fundamental procedure. Many may ask, especially that are new to fishing, how to properly reel in your fish utilizing a spinning rod and a spinning reel.
There he is then. We're slowly bringing him back bit by bit. I'm dropping the pace to 4 minutes per kilometer. I'm now sub 4, taking people. He's still going really, really well. He's overtaking people, so I'm using him to bring other people into contention as well. There's Pink Shirt Man in the distance, and he's a bit of a target for me as well. But as you can see here, he can obviously hear my slapping alpha flies, and he gets a little glance. Oh no, you never want to do that. That's only going to encourage me more. And I decide to really kick on now, because I have just gone through that 4th kilometer in 4:05. So I've taken a big chunk of time back. I'm now at 26 seconds above sub 21. So maybe, just maybe, I can get as close as possible to this 21-minute mark. Now, following Headband Man was absolutely great, but sometimes you can get trapped into matching that pace. And at that moment, I decided, right, I'm going to go for broke here. I'm going to really push on. I'm at the last kilometer of a half marathon where I've been running pretty quick throughout the whole thing, and I'm going to test myself here. So I put Pink Top Man as my goal. He had a lovely relaxed running style. It didn't look like he was going fast at all, because he was just going through the motions, very fluid, but he was absolutely flying. So I want to try and get as close to him as possible and really try and kick myself on in this last kilometer, which is going to be hard. But like I said, how bad do you want it? I'm feeling really good. I know that I've not got far left, and I wanted to give myself a little bit of push and give it some gas to see what I've actually got in the tank. So let's see if we can get to that 21-minute holy grail. On the final stretch then, and I am reeling Pink Shirt in bit by bit. I'm going to do the same as I did with Headband Man. I'm just waiting for my moment to pounce, and there's a little duck feeder stand thing on the right hand side up here, and that's normally where I kick, but I'm going to go slightly early. And as I kick, what happens? But oh no, he's got a bigger kick than me for now. Oh no, it's absolute nightmare fuel. I'm just following him in. I'm chasing him in. I'm going up to 190 beats per minute. I'm at 3:36 minutes per kilometer. It's a fantastic finish. Is it going to be enough? I couldn't quite get Pink Shirt Man. I give him a big pat on the back and say well done to him. I think he's a little bit confused by someone coming up. He had no idea who I was or what I was doing, but it's good to give a shout out to people who have run well. So congrats to him, and congrats to Headband Man, who must have followed in pretty close behind as well. So overall, I am super happy with that. So that last kilometer was a 3:59. Really, really chuffed to get sub 4 in that last bit, and I was only 14 seconds according to my watch over, but my official parkrun time was a 21:10. Now, considering that was my first proper long run at pace, and at the end of 16k I did a 5k parkrun in just over 21 minutes, and it was hilly, I couldn't be more happy. I know I'm saying that over and over again, but I cannot tell you how much I've been through over this summer with my leg and my running and stuff like that. And I know it's just a hobby and it's not a big deal, but it makes a massive difference to my mental health, my physical health, and all that other stuff. So yeah, it's a real full circle moment, because when I did my stress fracture, I did a similar type of run. I did a half marathon, busted my leg, and I went out into town with some friends, and I'm doing exactly the same thing today, but this time, instead of going in with a stress fracture, I'm actually going out with a fully working body, which health is wealth. It makes a massive difference to all other aspects of your life. So yeah, if you're injured at the moment, I am with you. I know where you've been. You will get through it. I absolutely promise. For more information on all that stuff and some more reflections and all that sort of jazz, check out my video that I posted a few days ago where I did a weekly vlog and talked in depth a bit more about it, because it did feel like a bit of a full circle moment finishing this week with a run like that. So yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. It means the absolute world. Seb came in just after me, and I was super impressed with his run. He was wearing some trail shoes, speed goats, his first time doing this run, and I left him straight away, unlike in Bognor last time where we parted ways at the 4th kilometer mark. We just had different different missions today, different paces to do based on our training plans. I write Seb's training plan, so whenever we're racing together, I make sure he has a super slow run, and so I always have a guaranteed win versus him, which is great. But he came in really close behind me, so a massive well done to him. He put in a really good solid effort, because I was expecting him to come in a little bit later on, so that was really good, really positive to see. Team Southerners is building up our pace, ready for Snowdon Marathon in July, where we're pairing up versus Seb's brother and our friend Sam, who are living and from up north. It's the south versus the north, and we've also got some new entrants, 2 friends of Seb's from New Zealand as well, so it's going to be a 6-way fight for the pairs title in summer, so keep an eye out for that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're watching all the other videos in Radvent. I know I'm going on about it all the time, but I'm putting loads of effort into this, so it is massively appreciated, everyone that's getting involved, because it makes all that effort worthwhile. I'm really enjoying making these videos. Hopefully the content is improving as I'm learning new things each time, so I will see you tomorrow. Peace.